Taoiseach and Minister, I'm delighted and want to congratulate you. Agus did agus the clown go léir and talk to your wife, your wife Charlie, Jackie, and two young boys. And I know that the people of Inishowen, North Inishowen, the town of Dunneely in County Donegal, will be all delighted, and indeed the constituency of Donegal. And importantly, you come from a farming background also. Minister, I want to first of all thank the previous Minister, Deputy Cleary, and acknowledge, before the 8 o'clock news was on the morning after the story broke the night before, he had resigned. He saw he made a mistake. He was an honourable, decent politician who made a mistake, a major mistake, albeit going down to speak about a long-serving friend who was deceased, and did that in good faith. But look, it was just the wrong decision. He acknowledged it and he accepted it, and he's gone. I want to assure you, Minister, that we in the rural independent groups will work closely and hard and honestly and fairly with you and indeed with your government to try and rescue the situation in farming. By rescue, I say, support. They want to support themselves, but commissions such as Mercosur, commissions such as situations such as Brexit, and indeed weather conditions this year, from what turned out to be a great year, with a difficult harvest. I was in your constituency last week on a tour past Donegal, and happy to report that you had a good summer, unlike what we had in the south east, certainly, and other parts of the country. And I want to say to you, Minister, that you will have our support, honestly. But there are lots of issues that you have to deal with. And one is tackling the beef barons, tackling MII and the power that they have. And like the last Minister, when the farmers stood outside the gates all last summer, protesting, gave up their summer and trying to, they're not people to protest normally, but looking for recognition for being the sole producers and being the primary producers of prime beef and to get a decent price. And what happened with Minister Creed set up a review group, set up by a farmer insider, Department of Agriculture head. We need independent oversight in the beef industry, in the meat industry. And like other deputies, Deputy Kelly is talking about the workers and need to have workers' rights, and of course they do, and be respected, but they're not. But the farmers don't get any sick pay. The farmers, who are the primary producers, have no one to support them. They have to take what they get. So it's important that we support the workers, and I support them. And I acknowledge the jobs that are provided by the meat industry, but there must be transparency and openness there as well. Minister, could I just say to you, and I want to wish Deputy Brown as well in justice. I know he would make his mark there. I know his dad will be proud to see myself with him here in Dáil Éireann myself. But I want to say that there are huge issues in agriculture, huge issues of red tape. Forestry has been mentioned where people cannot get the felon licences. One serial objector, who is an ardent member of the Green Party, has up to 80 objections submitted, and lives here in Dublin. This is nonsense, and we must change this. People have invested hugely in forestry and have been encouraged, and the 40-year cycle now of the growth is a long waiting time for your repayments, but contractors are lined up to cut it. They have machinery costing up to $2 million and are all idle because of a serial objector. That cannot be fair or right in this country. We want to have agriculture recognised. We want to have the FCI, the Farm Contractors Association, and we want all the other associations, the independent farmers, recognised as well. The cozy cartels of the big farm organisations and the governments. We've seen that too many times. We see what happened with the distasteful incident in Galway, and I thank the Count Kohler for his very wise words today. Minister, I want to take my final words, if I could, and wishing you, as member of the Cabinet, to please respect the publicans of rural Ireland. There's been an apartheid towards them. And there's one young man in his family, T.J. McInerney of T.J. Mack's Bar in Mudnahone, the famed Kickham Mudnahone, and he has, as all he wants is to open his pub, and for other rural people. And they intend to be here next week to meet a deputation with the ministers and indeed with the Taoiseach to explain that they want to be able to do a tax return next October. They want to be trading, they want to go back into employment. And they want to be able to give a pint or a cup of tea or coffee or a meal to the farmers who are trying to salvage the harvest at this stage. The farmers coming home from the mart. The farmers who are more lonely now because they have no place to go in many villages, the pubs, Táirtead, Imha. They're gone and long forgotten. So they want to go into the stack of barley in Mudnahone. They want to go into T.J. Mack's and his wife and family to a proud business family and a political family for decades. He has single-handedly got out there and rose up the Republicans, and for Tipperary leads, Ireland follows, and the Republicans will be here next Tuesday unless you have the pubs open beforehand. They don't want to be here. They will social distance, they will be careful, but they want to be here, they want to be heard and listened to, and they want fair play is fine play. That's all they want from you, Minister, to the new Minister and Minister of State, and they want to be allowed to trade. They have done nothing wrong, but they've been victimised and criminalised and demonised. They need to be able to run their business according to guidelines and let them prove themselves that they're right. Above any sector in the country, they have to apply for a licence annually, and they have the process there for weeding out the few bad ones that are in it. So, for Tipperary leads and Ireland follows, and I salute TJ Mack and his family for what they want to do.